So I'm going to tell you some stories today. I'm going to try to while I'm tying. The fly I'm going to tie is, I'll call it a tuna guide fly. This is roughly what I'm going to do. And the point of a guide fly, that's going to be half our story. Well, maybe that should be the topic. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so what's a guide fly? How do you like that for being adaptable? A guide fly is, it's a pattern that you can tie and do so quickly and effectively, and let's use some more good words, whatever. You get the job done, and you get it done quickly because you don't have time to mess around. Now, how are guide flies different than shop flies? Well, shop flies are more likely to use a number of materials, whereas a guide fly. Let me start up. A shop fly will concede, not always, but sometimes will use as many materials as you can think of. Why? Well, shop flies have to be what I'll call attractive to the consumer. And so the fact is that there are plenty of flies that are very effective that don't look very appealing. They're just not exciting. And they don't catch people's eyes and their imagination, and they don't make people reach for them. So it doesn't matter if they catch fish. If they don't make it out of the shop, you're not going to have a chance of fishing them. So that's what I call it, and it's been referred to by people smarter than me as bin appeal. So that fly has to be attractive to the consumer. And how they do that? Well, the industry will sometimes do that by adding multiple materials. So instead of, for example, steelhead fly might work just fine with a little bit of a dub body and a hackle. And that's all it needs. I've got a kitty getting ready to get in my lap here. So some dubbing, as in a body, and a little soft hackle. But doggone it, it would only the most experienced steelhead anglers, folks who have fished flies like that in the past and know how effective they are, would reach for that. So the normal consumer, normal, average, typical, whatever consumer, is more likely to reach, now I'm having a hard time getting that mono thread to grab there. Your average consumer is more likely to reach for a fly that has a tail on it and a rib on the body and maybe a nice little wing, and maybe even a little bit of flash in the wing. So that, adding those things doesn't add to the effectiveness of the fly. It actually might detract from the effectiveness. But that doesn't matter. What matters is you got to sell the darn things. So the steelhead guide fly might have nothing more to it than a body and a hackle, but the shop fly will have all those other things I mentioned. Now, what about a guide tuna fly? So here's an example. This is what I call a guide albacore fly, guide tuna fly. It's got 3 colors of winging material, and it would actually be fine with 2. The fly I was using last week had only the white and the black. This is what I call a guide tuna fly, because you can do it rather quickly. If I'm going tuna fishing tomorrow, chances are I've already got my flies tied, but so I'm working on some flies for next year. But the point is, I want to be able to get the job done right quick. And if I don't need, let's say I could put braid on the body, don't need it. Let's say I could put some lateral scale to add flash, don't need it. How do I know? Well, because I fished these things with and without the braid, and I fished them with and without the extra flash, and they all work. You know, it helps to have tuna that are up near the surface and are willing to go after a fly of this nature. But when they are, you can fish a fly that you've taken a much longer time to tie. Come on, come on, come off there. Come off of there. There we go. You're not going to catch any more fish on it, but you will take a lot more time tying it, and that's time that you could be messing with your other tackle, getting your leaders ready and your reels and your lines and all that stuff. So here is a Albacore Guide Fly. Big flies. For casting, there's no question this is a superior fly to cast. It's always a little bit of mayhem when you've got tuna around the boat. Anyway, here's a little discussion about guide flies that I didn't even know I was going to start. Hope you have fun with this. Thank you very much for your patience. Have a great day. Have a great season.